I guess that's a great opportunity to start this stream. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever it is for you in the world. Today, in today's live stream, we have a bit of a special printer. This is not your typical Ender 3. This is not your typical resin printer. No, this is a chocolate printer. I mean, you read the video title, that's why you're here, right? So this is the Print to Taste MyCusini, and I've already tweeted about this. Actually, 6 years ago on this day, I visited MyCusini, which is the professional brand that Print to Taste are doing. And yeah, if you want to see a few pictures of that, check that out on Twitter at Toms3DP. But today we're doing the MyCusini. This is a €400 consumer level chocolate printer. Yeah, and we're gonna see how well it does. We've got some cupcakes that we're gonna try and decorate. So this is essentially a real cupcake CNC. For those of you who still remember, the first MakerBot was a cupcake CNC because the idea was exactly this, that you could print chocolate with it and decorate your cupcakes. I guess with MakerBot the idea was you put the actual cupcake in the machine, which this one is not going to be able to do. But anyways, before we start, quick disclosure, this machine was sent to me by Print to Taste, by the guys who make MyCusini. As always, no money changed hands. They do not have any input on this live stream. I will also need to give this machine back once I'm done with it. However, I will not give back the chocolate that I'm going to be eating that I've printed. So with that out of the way, I guess let's dig in. So I was instructed that there are... Audio's good on this? Yeah, I was instructed that there's not actually much special equipment that you need for this. I mean, this is made to be this is made to be a very oops, I don't want to show you guys that. This is a very consumer grade. Oh, there's nice packaging in there. I should have shown that. Well, let me try to say that again. This is a very consumer grade hardware, I guess, but it's technically, you can see how it looks right there. This is technically a fully featured 3D printer, more or less. It's an XYZ machine. It's got a cartridge or syringe type extruder that you put chocolate pellets into. And yeah, the build volume actually is not that big. So build volume is 100, I hope I'm reciting this, 100 or 120 millimeters by 80 by 50 millimeters tall. So a full-size Benchy doesn't fit, does it? Well, I think it just barely fits. Come on, open up. Old Shark has a feeling this stream is going to be delicious. I hope so too. So okay, here's the good stuff. So what they are supplying, the materials they have, is they've got chocolate, 1, 2, 3, they've got all the chocolates in here for me. Okay, so these are the consumables. These are the chocolate sticks. And I think this is a 160 gram pack, and they say this is good for about 12 prints, more or less. You can see there's some metal in there. I guess there's like a return spring or something included in these chocolate bars. Let me see. So that they gave me a whole bunch of these consumables. This is all chocolate. This is all chocolate with different flavors too. So I think this is a pink. Well, they're calling this pink, and this is not raspberry flavored, but they do make a raspberry flavored one. Where is that? So this is a dark coconut, which I think I'm going to be a fan of. And they also make. Oh, there it is. There it is. So this is the raspberry flavored one, Himbeere, as it's called. This is actually a company that's about an hour from me, not even. So yeah, that's that. They also have, let me open this up. Pralinenfüllung. So they make these little pouches, these little bags with fillings for, oh, that's, I guess you're gonna have to heat this one up. They make fillings for, yeah, little chocolate candy filled stuff. So they make these, but of course you can, so the intent is not to put these in the printer. The printer is not going to print with these, but you print your chocolate case and then you fill it with these. Of course, these are just some that MyCusini are suggesting that you use. You can fill these things with whatever you want. This is not, I mean, there's not going to be any DRM on your finished chocolate prints that it's like, oh, these only work with our fillings. No, of course you can you can use whatever you want in combination with your printed chocolate parts. What am I missing in chat? Oh yeah, this is a machine for CNC kitchen. I guess, I mean, I'll let Stefan know. I think we're recording a podcast like tomorrow or something, and I'll let him. I'll share my experiences with him, and maybe he wants to give it a try too. So this is the MyCusini. Again, this is their consumer grade machine. They also make the ProCusini, and the ProCusini can print with not just chocolate, not just with these different types of chocolate bars, but it can also print with, oh, let me see if I can remember all of these. It can print with marzipan. It can print with a pasta base, so you can make your own little pasta pieces, essentially. It can print with fondant, with a frosting fondant style material. And I'm probably missing something. When I first visited ProCusini, they were printing with all sorts of stuff. They were doing like mashed potatoes and meats even, I think. Well, they stopped doing that, but yeah, it's more in these sweet, yeah, it's more about sweets these days. So this is the material or the surface you're printing onto. These are little silicone pads. You might have seen these with resin. No, not with resin printers. My vacuum chamber has the same style of silicone kind of mat in there. So this is a fiberglass reinforced silicone mat. So obviously non-stick. Jelly too, yeah, they were doing jelly back then. This is a non-stick material that you print directly onto, and because it has that glass fiber mesh in there, it doesn't tear, and it's very robust. So this goes on your bed, and you print onto that directly. Of course, food safe, all that, of course. By the way, how you liking the new tabletop? This is the old one was getting very worn out, and this is solid oak now, as you can hear. Like that just sounds nice. Also with a food safe oil coating on there, so no worries today about that. And I guess this is the print base that he used for this. Okay, Foxabilo's asking, is it flat? It is much flatter than the old one. The old one was one of those hollow core IKEA tables, and in the live streams you could see the printers were starting to rock around, and that's just not a good place to be. This isn't like surface plate level flat, but it is quite flat. So power supply, this is 12 volt, 3 amp, little tiny, with a lamp switch on it. That's interesting. Little SD reader, the same when you get with like resin printers and stuff. Yeah, and this is the actual print head. You can see kind of a, what is that? Do not put this in the dishwasher. So I guess the entire thing you cannot put in the dishwasher, but this cartridge, this nozzle and heater chamber, this is what you can actually wash in the dishwasher. And the nozzle actually looks, I don't know if this is going to focus. Yeah, the nozzle is not that big. I was actually expecting something much larger. This is maybe 1 millimeter or so. So the way this works is, well, essentially, yeah, there's your nozzle. You've seen those on 3D printers. But on the other side, you just plop those cartridges in. Grab one of these, you plop them in, you plop that in, and then the printer plunges down on that. So this is your syringe, basically. It's reusable. There's no plastic waste except for the vacuum pack. And when you're done with this, you just pop this in the dishwasher, and you're good for the next one. Can you print a Benchy without machine? Luca is asking, yes, you can. And they've actually got a Benchy print on their website. However, it does not, I mean, we have to be realistic here. This is not filament. This is not resin. This is not a high resolution printer. And I'm not sure if it even has a cooling fan for the print. So the Benchy that they're showing is, it looks like a Benchy, like it is clearly recognizable, but it is not very high quality. I'm gonna have to be honest with you. This is made to be used more as a, yeah, something like this actually. So more like a vector style printer where you have text or shapes and you actually print it as a vector and not as a full-on 3D model. Yeah, and what they do have...
The beard is looking nice. Get some product for it. Keep it going.
Thank you for that. Thanks for the $20, John. Yeah, the beard, the meme beard. They actually have a catalog of pre-sliced models that you can pick on that are stored right on the machine. So if you want to print any of these are already prepared for you. They are sliced in a way that they're making sure it works. And what was that? That was, yeah, you can print some fairly complex stuff. But you're not limited to just the prints that are already sliced for you. You can slice your own stuff too. They have a, yeah, let's dig in while I talk about that. They have an online, I think it's an online tool, MyCusini, MyCusini Cloud, MyCusini Club, that's what it's called. I'm just gonna flip this over. That has a text to G-code tool essentially. So you can just enter, you know, whatever text you want and it's gonna convert it into a vector style print, like these. And there's also a slicer included in that. So you are 100% free to, you know, print your own files. You're not limited to just the assortment that they already have for you. There's the little printer. What a cute little guy. This is not that much bigger than the tiny boy. There it is. It's small. And at first glance, like this is just, ooh, that's interesting. This is just a 3D printer. So you've got two NEMA 17s on the bottom. I guess this is X and Z axis, and then, no, this, yeah, X and Z. X-axis, Z-axis, regular lead screw construction right there. And then you've got your Y-axis up top. So this head, actually let's do that. The head right there just moves back and forth. Please remove. Okay, I've done that before. Got some packaging material in the printer. The head just moves back and forth, and this moves left and right, and then the head also moves up and down. You've got a little screen up here. I'm not sure if this is a color screen. I would guess this, I would say this is a color screen. We're going to see in a second. Micro SD card included. No label, that's interesting. And then you have your power in and USB on the side. So you can hook this up to, that's a solid click wheel. You can hook this up to a computer and just use it like that. Print bed right there. I guess that is magnetic. Let me see. Yeah, I guess that's a magnet sticker. Yep, sits in there just fine. And then, is there a cooling fan? There is not. So, right there, you can see that's the plunger that's actually going to be pushing down on your cartridges that you insert into the printhead. This snaps on magnetically, I would assume. And yeah, this also transfers electricity power through those pins. Yep, those spring-loaded pins, because this has a heater in it because it does heat up your chocolate. Yeah, very simple machine actually. This is a injection molded frame. Interesting. So, is there a manual? I'm just starting to realize there's no instructions except for this. So this is the quick guide. Nice to see some. Is there a fan missing? No, Mr. Maker, this printer does not have a fan. It just does not have one, because you're not expected to be printing like complex overhang laden 3D prints that would need a fan. This is more, I mean, this prints chocolate. Come on, how detailed can you get with your prints? Okay, warning. So it's nice to have, let's do that. It is nice to have some German instructions for once. Again, this is a company from Bavaria in the greater Munich area. Instructions, part 1, setup. So this is a black and white display. Is it? Oh, you got English ones as well. Okay, that should make you guys happy. Remove the transport lock. Place the MyCusini on a stable surface. Yeah, stable enough. If the SD card is not already inserted, it is inserted. Insert the power plug. Place the printing plate and silicone mat on the printing table. Let's do that while I have a quick look at chat. Hey, chat. Print some diabetes? Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to... So, just a note for application for this. You're not supposed to be printing snacks with this printer because you're basically, as any 3D printer does, you're just taking your raw material, chocolate sticks in this case, and reshaping it into something else. So if you just want to have some chocolate, you can eat these sticks as is. I think there's like a metal spring in this, so don't bite into these. But you could eat these and just snack on these sticks directly. Not recommended. This is intended to be printing decorations mostly. So cake toppings, cupcake toppings that have like a happy birthday or a Halloween theme or whatever on there, and also like little chocolates that you can fill yourself with this with these fillings. This is not something that you just print like you're... I mean, if you're into that, I'm honestly not a fan of just plain chocolate. I'm more of a fan of chocolate used somewhere else, and that's what this is intended for. Can you print directly to your mouth? This is... I'm not sure how hot this gets. We're gonna see. But yeah, this is not intended to be something that you print just chocolate with and then eat it off of the bed. I mean, obviously we're gonna do that anyways, but yeah, this is decorations mostly. Also, price-wise, I guess we should talk about it real quick. The printer is 400 euros. These packs, I'm not sure. I don't know how much a pack of these costs. I think like between 8 or 10 bucks, but it's about $5 per 100 grams of chocolate. So you can get a bar of chocolate, of just plain milk chocolate, for like €1 in your local Aldi. So this is significantly more expensive than just buying a chocolate bar. So if you want to have chocolate, just buy the chocolate. Just want to put that out there. This is decorations. This is special purposes. Power. That's a good. For some, so I've just a quick side note. I've reset up all my cameras. So what you're looking at right now is a. Should I keep that? Yeah. What you're looking at right now is my Sony a7S III. This is the Blackmagic, that's the GH5, and this is a microscope camera module with a lens. I really like this angle. I like this look. I don't know what it is about it, but this just looks so... To me, this angle just looks so good. But yeah, let's go ahead and plug this in. That power cord is kind of short, so let me see if I can... There we go. Pull over some of my lights. The power switch in the cord. It's just such an odd little addition. Like, you'd think you'd have the power switch on the machine, and I was looking for it just there, but yeah. Okay, some stepper noise. You get a display that is white in this case. Hoping this is gonna boot up. Yeah, there we go. Logo, and I guess the best angle for that is gonna be this one. So we're gonna stick with English. Refill, 100% temperature, nothing, click to start. I've not loaded anything yet, so I'm not gonna start that yet. Picture has nice depth. Yeah, and the colors and the lighting is all good. This is backlit, by the way, but I'm starting. I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of this YouTube thing. Joris is asking, so you slice an STL like any other printer? You can do that. You can slice STLs, and you're going to be able to print parts just like that. You're going to be able to print your own models if you want to do that. You do that through the MyCusini Club application web app. I don't know what it is exactly. We're going to find out. But you can also, they also have simple tools, like you can type in your own text, you select the font, and you get that text as a printable file. So I think that's a better application for this sort of machine. Who the heck disliked? I don't know. Don't dislike the stream. This is my first stream in a while. Okay. Well, let me see what's next. So we have done place the printing plate and silicone mat. Press the control knob again to access the main menu. Ooh, it's homing. I'm going to say that's a 4988 drivers. That's not Trinamic drivers, but not that it matters all that much. So we have done that. We are okay. We are in the home menu. So there is your main menu. You can do produce object. You can do clean, turn off. What do you need to turn off? And maintenance. So I guess the first order of business is following the manual, because I'm really good at that, as we have established many times. Move to this desired menu item by rotating the control knob. Press the knob to enter the submenu. Okay, we get that. Select produce object. Okay, so let's produce object. Produce now. Yes, produce now. Insert cartridge now. Yes, insert refill. It's a bit of an odd angle. I think I've missed 2 tips. I've missed the one from Thomas Cancillo. Thanks for the 20 Argentinian bucks. Well, this is homing. Where is the Mendel 9001? It's actually in the background of this shot. There it is. There it is. Right there. It's always there. It's always been there. And thanks for the dollar R. And Zach R. You guys the same guy? 1mm nozzle. Yeah, about 1mm nozzle, which is, I think, tiny for what this for how the prints come out, but it looks like a millimeter. Could be 1.2. Do the print in place select. So yeah, a lot of models are just not going to work out with this sort of a coarse printing setup, and especially you're printing chocolate, which is not as controllable as a filament. Insert cartridge now, it is telling us. So it's done the move up. So this is all the way up at the Z top. Insert cartridge now. There are instructions in the instructions. So we got this. Open the cartridge holder. So this was shipped separately. Okay, this has like a bayonet style lock. Take the MyCusini Choco refill and cut it right in the middle. Oh, so you're actually splitting these. You're not doing these as one piece, but you can kind of see a seam. Hey, which one should we start out with? We've got white, pink, blue, and a dark chocolate. And we've got flavored raspberry and coconut. And what is this one? Orange. Pink, 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 blue, blue, white. Okay, white's out. Blue or pink? Pink, blue, pink. Close. I think I'm gonna go with the pink. Let's go with the pink. The internet has voted. I think there were more votes for blue, but just for the sake of it, I'm gonna go with the baby pink. It's not a boy. So this, they said the only tool we're gonna need is a knife. So this vacuum, no, doesn't suck the air in all that nicely. So these have a plastic wrap around them, and I think you're not supposed to peel this off. I think you're just supposed to chuck this in and then you extract the plastic once you're done. Take the MyCusini Choco refill and cut it right in the middle. Okay. So you can see there's like a bit of a seam there, and I think we should be able to split this up. Nope. There we go. That is a nice cut. No, it's mostly crack. And there is some metal thing in there. I don't know what that is. So again, I would not recommend biting into these. Guessing that's some return mechanism. Okay, this insert into including, okay, they say explicitly, insert this including the foil packaging in the stainless steel cartridge, open side down. Okay, so they've got a picture with this side up. So this is the open side. This goes down like that. And it cannot be longer than the stainless steel sleeve, so that's good. Max capacity, do not extend past the cap. That's good because the plunger otherwise is not going to be able to operate. Close the cartridge holder until the marking points are one above the other when closed. Okay, so there's a little lock symbol on here. And I guess all we're going to need to do is... Yeah, that's cute. So that, and then you have a complete lock symbol. You can see that, right? Yeah. So lock open, lock close. That is really hard to see. Maybe, yeah, if I shade the light a bit. Lock open, lock close. That is a really nice touch. Okay, it is not induction. I think this is just regular resistive heating. There are 4 contact pins that we just made contact with. You can see those sticking out. 1, 2, 3, and then one in the back. And then there's the gold pads right there. So this is not magnetic. I think I said it was. This is not. This is just a bayonet lock. So this is on there solidly. I mean, it's not the most robust printer ever, but... Does it have a chocolate runout sensor? That is actually a great question. It knows, so there is a plunger in here that actually presses down onto that chocolate cartridge. And it just knows how far that plunger is down at any time. Right now it's all the way up because we just inserted a fresh cartridge. And when it's all the way down, it knows it's run out. And it does have a, let's see if we're going to get to that point. It does have a kind of a progress bar, how much material, there we go. There's your 100% refill bar right there. So that's going to gradually go down as that plunger moves down in the printhead. So preheating, 10-minute timer. I'm not sure if it's actually going to need 10 minutes to preheat fully. The metal thing, how does it heat the chocolate? It's just it's the same as your heater cartridge, basically. I think just a resistive heater. And so the stainless steel sleeve is just the container for your chocolate. The heating happens around it. So we are almost at temperature. You can see the bottom bar there. What are you gonna print actually? Then click done. The 3D Choco will be automatically preheated 10 minutes. After preheating, an object can be selected for printing. For easy selection, use the enclosed MyCusini 3D template overview. Follow exactly the instructions on the display. Extrude until the Choco flows continuously out of the nozzle. After the first Choco comes out the nozzle, turn the control knob another 3 to 5 clicks clockwise. So this is basically priming the nozzle more or less that you're going to be doing. Abort, we're not planning for failure, we're planning for success today. Remove the object. Okay, so basically we now get to choose once this is all heated up, and I mean, I guess, okay, this kind of makes sense. So it is at temperature. The temperature progress bar is all the way forward, but it's actually going to wait 10 minutes to fully heat that chocolate slug, because right now it's just the outside that is at temperature. So this is going to take 7 more minutes to fully like liquefy. I guess you don't. Chocolate is more or less like a polymer, right? It doesn't like melt in one go, does it? Yeah. So this entire thing is gonna be heated throughout in those 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes. Whew. There's a bit of a new machine smell to this. But this is all food safe, right? The only thing that contacts your chocolate is that stainless steel sleeve. What are we gonna be? Why would anyone invest in a chocolate printer? It's just a toy. So are many things in life, Sir Robert Perlot. Perlot. So many things in life. People like having nice things that make useless, pretty stuff. I mean, if you want chocolate, just buy a chocolate bar. I said that before. This is to make decorations. This is to make stuff look pretty. And if that is not a value to you, then you're probably not the target audience for a machine like this. Can you dissect one of the chocolate bars for us? I'm gonna try. I don't know how far we're gonna get into printing this, and I don't know how well we're gonna be able to print one of these or to cut one of these apart. I'm gonna let you guys pick what we're gonna be printing. So there is our menu. Hold on, let's do that. There is our menu. I'm hoping that is legible. Pick one. Can you print support material? I don't know what the slicer actually does and how detailed it is. The first print is going to be one off of this menu because I don't want to start with actually slicing something right away. 59, Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Would you at some point modify this to have a bigger build area? Maybe a benchy. You can print a benchy on this. Halloween 9, 19, sports, games, love. Let's vote for 9. Let me see what that is. Games. Games are Halloween, I guess it is. Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Can you use your own G-code? I don't know. We can take a look at what's on the SD card. 9 or 15. Let's do Halloween to stay on brand with some of the channel's content. There is your Halloween selection. Oh, that's going to be very hard to read. What are we going to do out of this? I think we should start with like a simple print. I'm voting for the spider. That is my personal vote. It also shows you, by the way, it also shows you how much of your refill of one cartridge it's going to use. So like the spider is 14%, the skull is 26. That tree in the bottom, or in the third row, that is 9%. Skull, 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 skull. Spider web. Okay, let's do both then. Let's start with the spider. Let's do this one. That's the one that I want to do, and we can move on to the skull as the next print because I feel like the spider is a simpler print. I feel like this is, you know, it's just a 2D contour, right? It's a vector art file essentially. So that is something that is fairly easy to do. The skull is pretty complex. Like that's a full 3D model. Let's see. So I guess that's, what's that angle? Is that like in focus? Can I show you? Ah, that's way too bright. Okay. So let me just go through what else we have. We still have 3 minutes 26 on the clock. So this is other. Others. So there's a female bust. There's a Celtic love knot. You've got caffeine molecule as a very simplified model. Euro signs. Tree. That looks like a nuke going off. wave grid, a Volkswagen Käfer, two different types. One is a 3D model, the other is just the contour that you can fill. Let's see, so we've done Halloween. We've got cat and dog faces. We've got camels. We've got little foxes. I mean, there is so much already. So if you just want to use this for like themed decorations, I think you're basically never going to have to slice anything yourself. I mean, obviously buying a 400 euro printer just to print out of a catalog of prints would be limiting, but you can slice your own parts too. For example, fonts I think would be very, very helpful if you want to do like a birthday greeting, birthday cake decoration. Oh yeah, that's the games section, by the way. So if you want to play chess and have chocolate fingers in the end, I mean that would be kind of cool. Like if a figure gets taken out, your opponent actually gets to eat it. I mean that would be nice. Is that actually a full chess set? You got the bishop, you got the king, the queen, rook, knight, pawn. Am I missing anything? I think that's it. This is a full chess set, and you can use the white chocolate and the dark chocolate to to actually print two full sets. That's a nice idea. You've got numbers that are printed to be filled. Something clicked. No, still 1 minute to go. Thumbs up. Peace signs. Okay, so these are intentionally, the reason why they're colored is these are intentionally made to be filled with your fillings. That's kind of the idea. You have a hollow shell that you print and then you fill that up with a filling. So you got all your letters. You've got Spain. Okay. You've got Spain. There's an outline of Spain. Interesting. Is there just? So there's, okay, a few more. France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. Okay, I mean, I guess you can use it for like this. This is exactly what this machine is about. This is decorations. This is themed decorations that you put on top of stuff like cupcakes. Excited to see print. We've got 5 seconds left on the preheat. Mr. Maker, sorry to make you hungry. Which one were we gonna do? So we've got that's actually pretty well made for the. Is there a custom? Nope. This is pretty well made with the menu. So you've got the same kind of number codes that you have in the manual. So we did, what did we do? 15 Halloween. And then I said this must have been like so much work to actually do, because this is actual photos of all your prints with the name in a catalog. I don't want to be the one who has to make a catalog like this. We did spiders, so this is the same names as in the exact same names as in the catalog. So we're gonna do spider.gco. So I'm guessing this is this is just regular G code. I mean, why would it be something else? Why would they restrict this to... Why would they restrict this to like a proprietary encrypted format? Right now, my thinking is this is just regular G code. And if you wanted to, you could set up your own slicer with this. I've not validated that, so that's something we still have to check out. So theoretically... we need to prime it. Okay, I was going to say we just need to wait for it. No. Turn right to extrude until choco comes out continuously. Click when done. So there is our nozzle. Sorry that that's out of focus. Okay, so this is coming out. 1, 2, 3. I guess there can be some bubbles in here, but that looks like it is solidly extruding, and it is doing the same thing as filament, which is very pleasing to see. Click when done. Do I need to remove this? This is still very soft. I would guess it would tell me to remove it. Maybe? Yeah, definitely Allegro drivers. Interestingly, no Z leveling, no bed leveling at all. So this is just take it out of the box, and I guess the machine is either... Is it auto-calibrating? Nah. How would it auto-calibrate? Switch this to the professional manual focus. How is it? Is it really just built that precisely that it doesn't need Z leveling? I mean that's not impossible. It's just how can how can a freaking chocolate printer do that and the other print is just not? Okay, but yeah, first layer is perfect. Maybe I can slightly show you. Yeah, the first layer is just spot on. Left corner looks lifted. Nope, this is just where it already started to, so that there's a bit of a prime line here. This is just where it started printing. The second layer. Sounds like Team C2100. No, this is Allegros for sure. And that print looks, I mean, as flawless as it gets, basically. I'm impressed. I am very much impressed. Left corner of the bed itself. No. So this bed has like 45-degree cutoffs. And there is a sub bed. Yeah, I mean, it does look like it's sticking out slightly. That's true. That is true. So this must have been... This must be leveled at the factory then, because it looks like, so in this corner there's you can maybe barely see that there's a thread sticking out. In this corner, not so much. So I'm guessing there's just screws. We can take a look once this print is done. I'm guessing there's just screws in each of these corners that is leveled at the factory once. That sound brings back memories.
Late to the party. Thanks for the stream.
Thanks for the 5, Doric. I know I'm making people hungry today, but well, that's not my problem. I have all the chocolate I could want today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's some nutritional values on these. Per 100 grams. 570 calories for 100 grams of chocolate. 570 calories, 35 grams fat, of which 33 grams is saturated, 57 grams carbohydrates, and 57 grams sugars out of that, and 5.5 gram protein. I guess it's chocolate. It is chocolate. Ingredients: sugar, palm kernel fat, milk powder, brilliant blue color, which is E133, and E492 emulsifier, and soy lecithin, E322 sunflower lecithin. That's it. It's chocolate. It is literally chocolate. So again, this printer prints with chocolate only. Not actually chocolate. Wait. Not actually chocolate. Hold on. What is this then? Oh, okay. Okay, so they're calling all these... I guess that's actually a legal thing then. They're calling these choco. They're not calling these chocolate. However, this one does contain cocoa powder, so that makes it chocolate, I guess. And these colored ones, let me see what the pink one is, do not actually contain cocoa. Okay, that's interesting. So this is not chocolate. This is. And this is also chocolate, technically. So you can argue if white chocolate is actually chocolate, but these are not chocolate. These are a chocolate-like material then, I guess. The printer does not care. The printer does not know which material is loaded. The printer does not know which material is loaded, so it prints all of these the same. So these are basically engineered to print like chocolate, like real chocolate. Whereas these are, well, they're also engineered, an engineered type of chocolate that works with the printer. Can you print real chocolate with it? Yeah. I mean, this literally, the dark ones are real chocolate then. You could, I don't know what this metal piece is that they're putting in here. I've not figured that out. I'm guessing it's some sort of a return spring. I'm guessing it's some sort of a return spring. I mean, it's not like the spring smells anything, but I guess you could DIY these. You could make like a mold and fill it with your own material, as long as you include what. No, hold on. What no, it's not. It's not a return spring. Come on. This is just the clip to contain or to close off that plastic wrap. That's all this is. Okay, I figured it out. I'm a smart man. This is just the clip that closes off that plastic bag, essentially, so that they make. Let me grab a fresh one. They make these. Yeah, where is it? They make these. Camera, maybe? No, okay. They make these in one go, and then they close off one end, they close off the other end, and that's that. So there's nothing encased in the chocolate. Got it. Okay. So you could 100% make these yourself if you want to. Like a sausage clip. Yes, exactly. All right. So, status on the printer. There's your print. That looks very good. I mean, that to be honest, that looks like a perfect print. And then the printer is telling us refill is at 62%, so we used 38%. How much were we supposed to use? 14. Oh, because we did some priming. Okay, so that gets subtracted from that. Camera, maybe Sony autofocus, yes, but it does like to lock on things. Refill at 62%, which is the half a stick. Let's take this off of the bed before we print something new. So I'm hoping I'm not gonna crack this. Yeah, so this, thankfully, this is just loose on there. There is our print. So, voilà. Tastes like white chocolate. I mean, white chocolate doesn't taste like much. But there is our spider. Comes off very cleanly. And there it is. First print. So it looks like the head, like that thing in there, it looks like there's a bit of backlash happening. I don't think that is intentional. And I'm pushing it too hard. It cracked. Okay, let's park this one where it belongs, which is in one of these cupcakes. Right there, before we break more. So there is that. Sony. I need to set this autofocus up again. I know I talk about autofocus every single time, but there it is. There's our first Halloween-themed cupcake. With the edible Benchy BA Crunchy. Skull time. Now, can you actually... I don't think you can swap the cartridge. I think once it's in there, it's in there. Because like how this is, it's not going to be in a solid manipulatable. You can't grab it anymore because it's not in this sausage pack anymore. So I would assume we have to actually finish this before we can load a different color. So let me see if there's a, or you would need to purge the entire thing. Yeah, because if you load a new one, it always assumes 100%. And you can prime it. I don't know. Let's print something else. Let's print the skull. Let's print something that is actually a 3D object. So we go print new object. And we're still in the same menu. Happy Halloween. What is Happy Halloween? Oh, that's just a Halloween's greeting. Skull. Is this? Why was it doing the double clicks? Okay. Skull. Start printing now. So it's still at temperature. And I guess we don't have to wait for it to actually finish or to preheat again. I wanted to take a look at the bed. We can do that next time. Dual color skull. So there is a bit of a blob on the nozzle. Not sure if that's going to be a problem or not. Just going to leave it on for now. So this looks and sounds like super typical 3D printer G-code. Low accelerations, yeah, because it's... Why would it be low accelerations? Was that Z-hop? Oh, and that was a skipped step? Yeah, that has definitely lost some steps now. Ah! Abort and extrude, abort object. Yes. Why were you losing steps, little one? Belt tension is pretty tight. That could be an issue. There's nothing to tension that. But you guys saw that. You guys saw that skip right there. Huh. Might be something in the G-code. We might have found the one G-code that was faulty. I'm just gonna go ahead and try again right away. I'm gonna grab the other silicone mat. So we do have a second one. Oh yeah, before we do that, let's check out how this bed is leveled. Yep, screws in the corners. Told you. There's just little leveling screws in the corners, and as these get adjusted, I guess these get adjusted at the factory. That just moves that entire plate up and down. Okay. Let's get you back on. Oh, when you are extruding onto the bed, that's not good. That is no bueno. Thankfully, you can just eat your you can eat the boogers that the printer makes, so that's good. Skull G-code. Start printing now. Let's try again. Let's do the exact same thing one more time. No retraction, no cooling. How can this possibly work? Well, you would be surprised how far a regular 3D printer can get with no retraction and no cooling. Yeah, so the nozzle is kind of messy right now, but that looks like it's going to recover. Didn't clean the nozzle. I know. The plate isn't holding to the base at all. Well, the thing is, this is just a floppy silicone. I just moved it. Okay. This is just a floppy silicone mat. This isn't intended to be like super locked down at all. So I think that was a bad move. Shouldn't have moved it, but it's still. I'm just gonna let it go for now. I'm gonna let it print. But because there are no forces with a traditional filament printer, you would have some bending forces on your part. Your print bed is actually trying to hold down your print. With something like a chocolate print, I don't think there is all that much warping force. Like you saw how easily I cracked that spider's leg. I was just holding it. So these prints, they don't really put up much force on the bed. This is really just intended to give it something to stick down to while it prints, and then to easily lift off once it's done. It doesn't need to like grab the print all that well. So yeah, it is just friction, and this is I'm just gonna plop this failed print off real quick. Well, stay here. So, oops, I'm gonna have to wipe this down. Okay. So, what was I saying? Yeah, as you can see, this is a very sticky material. So this has a lot of friction. This is basically vertical and it's still sticking to my fingers. This is a very grippy type of silicone. Silicone, yeah, not silicone. You should not drop it on the floor because that does pick up a lot of dust. And yeah, the skull, even though I did move the bed, the skull does look a lot better now. So these pads, I think these are like temperature resistant as well. And you can probably, I think, you should probably be able to put these in the dishwasher and just get them cleaned that way. Because, I mean, this is food stuff. You will need to eventually clean this stuff. You don't want to keep reusing the same parts, and especially after it's been sitting out, etc., etc. So, yeah. There we go, all clean. Let me see what you guys are up to. The mat is magnetic. The mat is not magnetic. The mat is just a floppy piece of silicone with a mesh in it. The base bed is magnetic, however. So this base plate that the mat sits on, this can be removed magnetically, and then you can adjust the leveling. The leveling screws are underneath this white plate that you can see sticking up. Does the print need to cure in the fridge? Let me see what the manual says. Let it cool off. Remove the silicone mat. Clean the silicone. Start a printer, clean it. Nope. I'm gonna do the MyCusini guys a favor real quick and cover up the serial number. I'm hoping that wasn't shown in the video yet, because that is the serial number that you need for registering for the online services. And I guess the fact that you need to register this to get access to the MyCusini Club means they don't want just everyone signing up. That's looking better. There you go. And you gotta remember, this is chocolate. This is not like a highly engineered filament. This is, well, fondant in this case. Fake chocolate, yes. Put a few magnets in the corners to keep the mat down. Well, if you need to, you could do that. But it doesn't look like it's scraping too much on the print that it would actually need something else or some additional help to keep it down. Does the temperature of the room matter? I don't think it does. So, well, I guess to a point. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to print in like a 40 degrees Celsius room, simply because the chocolate or the fondant wouldn't harden. But I think a cool room like this is probably like, what, 19 degrees right now, it's probably going to help the printer more than it hurts it, because while your cartridge, your print head is set to a temperature, so this is actively heated and controlled, and all you need the room to do is to cool the print down afterwards. So the mat will slide if you move the print around. Good point, Martin. That is a great point. So yeah, all you need the room to do is to cool down the print and the not chocolate, the choco, once it's been extruded. Static electricity keeps it in place? Possibly. Uncle Jesse, thank you for that. I try my best to have sexy looking shots in my, not just in my videos, but also in my streams, because it's the same gear. Anthony Cree is asking, can you remelt your failed print and add back to the machine? I don't think that is an intended way of using the machine, and I don't think they're intending for you to make your own filament, to make your own consumables for this, but you can totally do that. Like, again, this is all that the this pink sausage is all that the printer needs to work. So if you can produce, I guess you don't even need to package it in, you know, in the clear wrap. You just leave that out and stick it in there like that. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else, because there is a bit of a spiral texture to this, but I think that is literally just the wrap. So yeah, as long as you can make like thumb-sized chocolate sticks, I think you can chuck anything you want into this printer. And as long as you can make that material work at the temperature that this printer is printing at. So the Cody Dean, you're confusing me. So yeah, this printer I think does not have the option to change the temperature that it's printing at. So I guess you could you can probably reflash the firmware, replace the entire hardware. There's not much hardware in here, but the temperature is not adjustable. So supposedly we're 36% done, but it's not extruding anymore, and it does have, I mean, this is failing, so let me get this up before it flies all over the place. So look at what chat has become. Yeah. So it has not run out. It knows it still has 47% of refill capacity, so it still has half of one of these sticks in here. There we go. So half of one of these is still in the heater. But it appears it is clogged. And it appears there might be an issue with this tool head, actually. It stopped, okay. Something I do not like seeing is, yeah, you guys can see that, right? This is the plunger drive right up here. I believe this is what's actually driving the plunger, and this looks like it's not totally on there. That's not good. So there's a visible seam right there. Oh, okay, snap back. It snapped back, and it's giving me an error for the temperature sensor. Error stopped temperature sensor. Oh, it looks like, you know what? It looks like not just this crack right there. So this is the print unit right there. You can see that's like the plunger unit that goes all the way up and down in the printer. So you attach your, this is slightly warm. That is the bottom unit where we feed your chocolate in, and then that up here is the plunger. And there used to be a crack on this side that was tight, and then it opened up onto this side, but this looks like it has just this has popped off in a way. Restart printer. Okay, let me try and see if we can get this to work. That's not too great. Hi, Stefan. Stefan here? Somebody said hi, Stefan. Where is Stefan? I don't see the Stefan in chat. I might need to scroll up. Sorry. Chat was going by a bit too quickly, or scrolling by a bit too quickly. Let's see if this thing even still works. Click to start. Home Z. Okay, so that's homing. And me having this thing tilted shouldn't be an issue. Nope. Click to start. If we try and produce, already have stuff in there. This is going to need to heat up again. I guess I should put in the print mat. Oh, this has well solidified now. There we go. Error stopped temperature sensor. So we are back at error stopped temperature sensor. Okay. 2 Stefans in chat who are in CNC Kitchen. Okay. Are there more? Is there more than one person that is called Stefan? Okay. You are dead. Okay. I don't think the clean the nozzle. So yeah, my guess, my educated guess is this gap right here. This gap wasn't there before. So somehow this print head has popped off. The problem is, so I want to take it apart, obviously, because like that's what I do. I take things apart and see how they work. The problem is there are 2 screws at the front that I can get to, and there are 2 more screws at the back that I cannot get to. So I don't think I would be able to, and this is like really wobbly. I want to take it apart. I think I might have something that allows me to take those screws off. One moment. Yeah, unfortunately we are past the point of this is gonna work. I don't want this to work. One moment, please. Hello, I'm back. So this is gonna be my best try at getting in here. So this theoretically, ooh, yes, barely is gonna fit in there. So we need to get in here at the screws that are on the back of this thing. The cartridge was on it crooked as well. I mean, Okay, I guess this has solidified. This part up here, this is what popped off. And this should be a PZ1. Come on. It is a PH1. Ah, Phillips screws. How much does the filament cartridge cost? So it's about €5 per 100 grams of chocolate. Like I said before, you're not supposed to eat this as is. You're not supposed to just bite into one of these chocolate sticks. You are supposed to print decorations with this. So something like that. You're not buying the chocolate to eat the chocolate. You're buying the chocolate as a material for decorations and such. Try to reheat. Yeah, I tried to reheat, and it gave me error temperature sensors. So I'm guessing something up here popped off and popped out of its socket. If that stuff hardens in the printer, it's going to be a pain to clean. Well, there's not much I can do about it now. I can just use PLA for decorations. Well, that's gonna make a particularly crunchy addition. Though PLA, as long as it's not got too much stuff in there, too much additives, it's not actually a. Again, don't try this at home, but I wouldn't mind eating PLA. Squirrels apparently do. I can't recommend anyone eating PLA, but yeah. Measure the thermistor at the mainboard connector. Well, if I can get to that, that's probably a bit trickier to get to than getting to this plunger section. And this thing might actually have something interesting behind it. So we have the screws removed. And there's not actually much to see. So all I can see in here is, that is going to be super hard to see. There is a lead screw. There's some sort of a switch that's clicking. And it appears that the gap that we saw earlier, the gap that we saw right there, that is closing. So that is closing in. So I'm guessing there was too much pressure on the plunger and this was kind of pulling itself apart. Fortunately, we can't really get the cartridge out because, oh no, we can. That might be a pain to clean out at some point. I guess some warm water should help. By the way, for those of you who are asking how is this heated, there is a metal sleeve in here that I assume just has a resistive heater attached to it, and then this slides in here, and the heat gets transferred to your stainless slug. That should have taken the pressure off of the plunger. So now we should just be able to get this back together again. The error temperature sensor, I think, was just because the... No, what would that be? Because it was losing contact? Ah, crap, which were the long ones? I think the short ones were in the front. MyCusini is going to be pissed at me, but whatever. Nozzle is probably clogged. That is an option. Yes, that is something that could have happened. Though with that foil in there, you can't really see if it's actually clogged or if it's just the only thing that could clog it is a piece of that foil. Should we have detected the heater getting unplugged? Well, it's spring contact, so when the heater gets unplugged, it is the thermistor as well that gets unplugged. So there's no physical way that the heater can get unplugged with the thermistor still being connected. So yeah. Maybe it stops heating after a period. I don't think it would. Because it was, I mean, it was printing. Why would it stop heating then? All right. Oh, so that doesn't even have a linear rail. That is literally just a plastic slide. It looks like. No, it does have a linear rail. Okay, my bad. Theoretically, the question is, how do I get this out? Because if you just put it back on, it's still soft. Maybe I can just pull this out. Because if I just put this back in, if I just put this back in without extracting the filling, then this is just going to be the same kind of pressure situation again. Yep, there we go. There's your plug, or your cartridge. So I'm guessing you could, if you wanted to, you could pause and reuse these, because these are in that plastic sleeve. The only thing is you have a little, that is super hard to see, you have a little bit of residue down there. That comes out pretty cleanly. Nozzle, I have a nozzle cleaning kit somewhere. Where is that? I have a nozzle cleaning kit, but it's, when you need it, they disappear. You know how that is? What can I use? What can I use for this? I can use the classic, even though these are too small. I can use the classic Chinese acupuncture needles. Those work for a 3D printer, and this is technically a 3D printer, so let's get this one in here.
Keep up the good work. Educational and interesting as always. T8 checks, thumbs up.
Feels like there's something that is blocking. This should be mostly clear. All right, let's try this again. Let's try this one more time and see if this is all that we needed. Can we shove this in here? No, that's too big. But I should probably, no. Let's see if this thing resets and lets us try again. Power. Foxabilo wonders if a bit of the plastic container bag got in there. That is my theory as well, though how would it separate? Because this is, so this is a one continuous roll and you just cut it in the middle and there's like no little bits that would separate. There's enough space that if there's just something dangling off and still connected, it wouldn't actually get sucked into the nozzle. I don't know how that would happen. Right, the printer is at least telling us that it's fine. It's not telling us that it's got temperature sensor errors. Am I on med? No. So it's still saying it's at 45%, which obviously it is not. Click to start. Let me see if we do. What can you do for maintenance? Insert stamp. Info calibrate, extended cleaning, language factory reset, software update. Let's just try clean. So I do not have the toolhead connected right now. You guys see that? Sorry if that was just the back of my hand. I do not have anything attached to the tool head right now. I guess I should do that? Turn and remove cartridge holder now. Okay, we've already done that. And it is pulling, it has just pulled back the plunger. That is exactly what we wanted. Removed. Stamp is moving down for cleaning. So this actually presents itself to you. And you can then go ahead and wipe this down if you need to. Did I miss Marcus Mera's 5 Swiss francs super chat? Probably did. Thank you for that. Educational and interesting, always interesting as always. And this is clean. I try to be interesting and educational. Sometimes the product works against me, but hey, we're making the best of it. And thanks for joining up as a member, GTASA 1906. By the way, if you want to support this channel and fund more educational and interesting streams and videos, you can do so on Patreon or through YouTube membership. So that's linked in the description. Thank you. Okay, we have cleaned the stamp. Cleaning is done. Stamp is moving up. They made that plunger red. Yeah. When you swap cartridges, it probably resets. Yeah, I did not find a close cartridge holder. So am I supposed to put a cartridge in there? I guess. Let's drop some dark orange in there. Yeah, so I did not see an option for actually swapping material, but the clean option sounds like that's exactly what we need. I guess you should actually cut it. There we go. Some dark chocolate. It's actually not that bad. Which is a compliment, you know, for context. If a German says, hey, it's not that bad, it's actually, it is good. It's good chocolate. It's just, it's milk chocolate. It's a very fatty, sugary chocolate. I prefer dark chocolates when I have chocolate. I need to take off some more. But again, you're not supposed to eat this as is decorations. Oh yeah, good thing that this is a freshly oiled table that we're now dropping chocolate onto. This needs to be able to close up. Okay, that is the perfect length. But I think it has already moved the head back up, did it? Nah. That's fine. Turn off MyCusini. No. So let's see if we can print something again. Let's maybe do something a little simpler. I'm not sure how well that skull was optimized. Let's do 8 and then the fairy. Produce object, yes. Insert cartridge now. No, already inserted, so it's heating. Let's try again. I mean, yeah. Plastic wrapper, yes. Kiwi Shamu. The plastic wrapper actually stays on. Plastic wrapper always stays on your pink slug. This is to contain your choco. It's not everything, it's chocolate that we're doing here. This is to contain your material and to kind of keep the keep that stainless steel nozzle holder for this material clean, because otherwise you're your chocolate or fondant is directly contacting that stainless steel. It's directly contacting that stainless steel insert, and that's a bit of a pain to clean out. So yeah, the plastic wrapper is intended to stay on these when you put them in. Yeah, I guess that makes it easier to handle as well, because you're not touching open chocolate, you're not touching a meltable material, so you're never going to get sticky fingers. And also the outside of this chocolate stick, even if you cut it in half, that is never going to be extruded through the nozzle, because this stays on the outside and you're only pushing the material out from the inside. So yeah, when you put these in, plastic wrapper stays on. And yeah, without the wrapper you can't take it back out. That is true as well. So it seems like the temperature sensor is fine again. It really was that clog, I would assume, because it's pushed out this top assembly. So yeah. Use the plastic to keep the rod clean. No, you stop any contamination to get onto your rod, but also you keep that opening, that stainless steel opening. Okay, I'm not getting out of this. Anyways, it mostly keeps that hole clean. There's that skull, by the way. At least what has printed of it. This, by the way, 7 minutes 12 seconds until the printer is heated up again. There is that skull. There is that skull. Can I get any closer? And can you still focus? Yes. So we do have a bit of blobbing. Yes, there is. The backside looks surprisingly clean for this being fondant. Yeah, and it's doing very rudimentary infill, so it was not doing any sort of support infill. It's just doing like a very coarse grid. Goodbye, skull. How firm is the print? Well, the print is gone now. At least the failed print. So we do have this guy that I can show you. So it is fairly firm. You can still, yeah, I just cracked that. You can still crack it because it's essentially the fondant sugar paste, right? You can still crack it, but it is not soft at all once it is cooled. This is very hard and very brittle actually, especially when you have a thin print like this. So yeah, it does keep its shape very well. No filament gets wasted. That is true. Chris Huber, honest question: is it worth it as a tool, gadget, or useless, and cheaper to print a normal mold for the chocolate? Would you print a normal mold? You can definitely do that, though with shapes like that spider, that fairly fine shape. I don't think you would be able to get that out of the mold in one piece. I guess it's different applications for printing. If you want to print a skull, just like a flat pointing up skull like this, like cut off at the halfway point, you can do that with a mold very easily. And you can of course reuse that mold. Then when you're using a mold, of course you have a much more manual process with heating up chocolate and doing all that. It's I guess when this thing works as intended, this is a cleaner process because everything is constrained to your printer. You don't have to even have a kitchen to use this, right? If you have something that you're gonna do, if you have a print that or a shape that works for a mold and you want to do more than a couple of those, I think using a mold is actually the better way to do that. what you can do with a it's the age it's the age old question. Hey, would you use a 3D printer for this? Why would you not make a mold? Because you can make molds for plastic parts as well. It's the fact that you can make individual parts. Like, yes, there's a catalog of over 1,000 shapes in here. There's like names that you can print even on the back. I just noticed you have a big select. Well, big. You have a decent selection of names that are already pre-sliced for you. You're not going to make a mold for every single location. Like, that gets old pretty quick. So really, for customized things, this is, you'd want to use this if you're into cooking and baking and pastry making. So we've had that point before. Like, is this a tool? Yes, it is. It is a tool, but it's not a tool. Oh. You see, what I'm struggling with is, if we compare this to another 3D printer, it's not that different. Like, this isn't any less useful just because it makes things that you eat. Like, a 3D printer makes a filament 3D printer makes things that are functional, yes, that have a mechanical function at some point, perhaps. But very often it also just makes parts that are pretty to look at. So at least these you can eat. These don't go to the landfill once you're done. It's like looking at a sewing machine and saying, hey, this just makes pretty clothes or pretty pillowcases. Like, why would you need this? This is that, right? If you can't see what the point of having a tool for creative or artistic or expressive work. I just noticed this is a ding dragon. If you don't see the value in a tool for creative work, then you're not going to see the value in a chocolate 3D printer. You're also not going to see the value in a sewing machine. So, is this useless? No, this does something that no other tool can do. So, is it working well right now? Not really. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that was a, mistake on my side, or just bad luck that it failed on the second print. But I'm going to have to print some more with it to get a feel for it. Yeah. It's a special tool that, if you're just looking at things, seeing it's a 3D printer and it doesn't make plastic parts, like, that's a pretty tough point to be at. Can you print a 3D printer you could with this? No, absolutely not. What is the machine doing? 1 minute, 1 second until it's heated up. Johnny Datema, am I at the right time to see a print? Well, that's what I'm hoping for. We've already done 1.5, and there is that first print. There is that first print. Hopefully, if I manage to fix the printer, it's going to do its second print in a second. The metal clip is the error. Well, the metal clip is part of the foil. Like, you're not supposed to cut this off, I believe, because this just gets stomped down, right? So the way this works is basically with this sort of an insert. So you have your plunger up top, that presses it down, and the plunger, yeah, it presses against that metal clip, but like, that's the end where your choco comes out. That's the end where we actually have material flow. This end right here, this doesn't matter. You could put a couple pennies in there and the printer wouldn't care. So yeah, what were we gonna do? We were gonna do, I already forgot. Fairy out of 8. Category 8 sun stickers. Well, is this? Okay, so the menu is German. And we're gonna do the fairy. Ferry, which one are you? Ferry 1. Start printing now. Please wait while the MyCusini is moving. I'm waiting. Turn right to extrude until Shoko comes out. So that's moving the plunger down right now. 1 second while I focus on this one. There we go. Theoretically, I'm not hearing anything. Doesn't feel warm, but that doesn't need to mean anything. So there's a stepper motor up in here, so I think that's like a NEMA 14 or something. It is getting warm, which means the stepper is powered up. Didn't like that. So temp sensor was fine, but we're now getting an error for temp sensor again. Because obviously I removed it, but it's not. This is completely cold. This is not heated up. You can see this is absolutely solid. Oh well. Okay, so the only thing that I can like deduct from this is it's not the plunger. It's not the feeding mechanism. The only reason why that popped up, why that lifted up its head, was because it wasn't able to push anymore. So my thinking is it is the heater that has failed. Why did the heater fail after such a short time? I'm gonna grab a multimeter. I'm just thinking, like, can we measure? We can't measure if the printer outputs anything, because these contacts right there, these golden spring-loaded pins, these only output power to the heater when it's detecting that the thermistor is on, and it's only on when we can't get to it. But I can measure this thing and see if we get the proper readings that we expect for a heater and a thermistor. I will be right back. Unity UT61E. I love this thing. This is a great multimeter. Robert Pillow is asking, is this sponsored by MyCusini? It is not. I did the disclosure at the beginning of this video. This printer is supplied or was sent to me by MyCusini. They do not get any input on the stream or on the review should it happen at some point. They are not paying for this live stream. This is not sponsored. This video or this stream is not sponsored by anyone. And it's just me checking out the machine because I'm interested in seeing how well or if it works at all. So let's go to resistance and just give it a little probely do. I'm guessing it's these two lower pins. That is 4.8 ohms. That's a heater. That's a heater. And then I'm gonna say this one is probably 95K. 118K, okay. So that's the thermistor. Those work. So that is a fully functioning thermistor. That is a fully functioning heater. 4.8 ohms. That is... Let me do some math. So 12 by 4.8 means it's 2.5 amps that's flowing through this heater, which means it's a 30-watt heater unit. All right, but basically that just leaves it at the hardware broke and stopped heating. Yeah, heating MOSFET. Fuse blew, maybe? Maybe is there a fuse in there? Probably. But the only thing that I can deduct is this printer is not supplying any power to the pins that go to the heater. Too bad. We got one print out of it. We got one print out of it. Which I'm gonna eat, and yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end the stream today. The printer is dead. I'll check with MyCusini, with Print to Taste, the guys who make the MyCusini. I'll check with them this week or this coming week to see what they think is the problem, whether they see anything in the stream that I screwed up, because I'm not. Could be just my fault. Who knows? I wish there was more debugging that I could do, but I don't really want to tear this printer apart. And if it's something like the heater MOSFET that broke, there's not much I can do. Oh well. Anyways, thank you all for joining me on this slightly disappointing live stream today. Yes, Mr. Maker in a second. If you're a Patreon supporter, you can catch me tomorrow on a Q&A live stream. Roughly, no, not the same time, but you guys have seen the link. What else? Like the video. If you liked this video. I'm just slightly disappointed, but that's what it is. I mean, it's, you know, that's the great thing about live streams. You just get what you get. If the printer doesn't want to work, it doesn't want to work. There's no editing. There's no, I'm not hiding anything. That's what makes a live stream great, right? What happens, happens. So, like the video, get subscribed for more. Support on Patreon if you want to do that. Join on YouTube memberships as GTS1906 has done 25 minutes ago. And yeah, if you want to check a different live stream, check out Geeky Faye Art. Geeky Faye's Art? Geeky Faye Art. I'm doing a live stream right now on a SparkFun Arduino kit on her YouTube channel, and I think one of the mods might be able to post a link in chat as well. So if you're looking for entertainment, and if this stream left you wanting more, then check out that stream. All right, and thanks, hey Paul Nogel, thanks for joining up as a YouTube member. Benny as well. I will see you guys tomorrow in the member-only Q&A stream. Paul and Benny, you can see that in the community tab. You can check out past streams and future announced ones as well. You're gonna see a member-only section there. Have a great evening. Saturday, weekend, whatever it is for you. And yeah, goodbye.